There's one simple sugar hack that anyone can use to reset their blood sugar on demand. Did you know that you can pee out blood sugar? Most people don't know this, but the real reason behind unbalanced blood sugar has nothing to do with eating too many carbs or sugars like we thought, but instead with sticky protein-filled cells clogging your pancreas. They found that these sticky protein-filled cells prevent your pancreas from flushing sugar out of your body, so sugar builds up in the pancreas and is then forced back into your bloodstream, pushing your levels higher and higher. Luckily for you, though, there's now
Hello, Nityanandam, can everybody hear me? Thank you so much. I want to extend a very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you who has come here to be a part, I would say, of a coalition for the greater good of humanity. And on that note, I'd like to first start with the Guru Vandanam, invoking the blessings and the presence of God and Guru here, so that whatever we are choosing to do with that energy and with that blessing, a lot of auspiciousness will manifest. Mama, so you can come sit. Please.
I was looking for my name, but
You're omnipresent. So we'll start with the prayer. If I can request everybody to sit with their head and spine in a straight line, and in your own way, with your own faith, as you feel is the best way. In ours, we put our hands together in the form of gratitude, surrender, and devotion to God. As we get started to God and Guru. Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Triguna-rahitam Satgurum Tvam Namami. Welcome to everybody once again. With the grace and the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, we at Kailasa, Los Angeles, extend the warmest welcome to all of you on this auspicious and very profound event, bringing together all of us from various faiths together. And we are hosting this Interfaith event as part of the initiative that is formulated by the United Nations, celebrating World Interfaith Harmony Week. And we want to stand strong as part of the Interfaith Alliance here in Southern California to share that all of us, though we come from a variety of backgrounds, we are coming together to maintain the empowerment, the success, and the fulfillment of people across the board. We are looking to bring meaning and value to people's lives. And we strongly believe that faith contributes phenomenally. And so today, our engagement here will be about the interfaith alliances that bring together a variety of thought on the topic of interfaith empowerment and youth, especially with regards to technology. Youth have phenomenally been influenced by technology, especially in today's world. And we do see that from 30 years back to now, we have such a strong internet presence that it sometimes overwhelms, it sometimes confuses, it can add chaos. There is a lot of information out there that needs to be processed. So how do we empower and help our youth build a foundation that is so strong that their faith enables them to utilize technology for the greater good of humanity? So on that note, I'd like to introduce our two the main panelists and hosts for today. We are so happy and proud here at Kailasa, Los Angeles, to introduce Ezekiel Franco and Suhas Surendran. They are youth representatives and ambassadors from our temple, two amongst the others, who have taken the initiative to plan this entire event. And so our happiness holds no bound in sharing how wonderful it has been to see them grow, evolve, and take the responsibility to understand and experience what does faith do for them, and how does Interfaith coalition make them stronger. Right? So on that note, I welcome them to take podium and lead the way. Thank you so much, and welcome once again.
I'm amazed and excited to be able to present here to such a variety of audience. It's all really thanks to the ecosystem. Basically, really the online ecosystem. There's a physical ecosystem, but without the online ecosystem that is the Divine has created, I would feel really empowered to be able to present here and to be a more contributing member of society. I would have probably been stuck in some rut because actually I don't come from a very interesting background. On which maybe I'll share some other time. I feel like now it'll be good to spend some time, get started with the slide. So welcome all of you to the United Nations World Harmony Week 2004. Next. I'll present a little bit about the SPH, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. He is an avatar of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is regarded and worshipped as the 1,008th incarnation of Bhagavad Shiva, the original author of Science of Enlightenment, and as per Hinduism. It's getting a little bit cut on the left side. This slide. He is the reviver of the enlightened ecosystem, the United States of Kailasa, the first nation for practicing Hindus. He is the most prolific and most watched teacher worldwide, and has been granted 2 world records by Asia Book of Records. Kailasa is actually a nation that has its own sovereign territory, and it is actually a nation as per the Montevideo Convention. Some of the achievements are that it has most books published by 1,123, most hours of public discourses by one person, 300,000 hours on 77,107 topics. His videos have over 1 million views on social media, which is thanks to the variety of topics that he touches on, and the amount of hours that actually feels so enriched, where even without his physical presence, I can feel like I am living in an ecosystem that is made there to enrich me at any moment in time. Next. Next. A little bit about Kailasa. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Shivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizations. It's a sovereign entity under international law, serving as the supreme governing body of Hindus. Kailasa is a nation that has its own sovereign territory and is a nation as per the Constitution. Next. Now, Kailasa USA. Kailasa USA was actually inspired by the SEH. In 2000, so opened doors in 2007. Next. Kailasa USA is a non-profit representing the nation of Kailasa. In 2003, we served over 5,500 classes, 30,000 online participants, 40,000 plus man-hours of volunteering, 25,000 free meals served, 15,000 plus meals to local charities, 5,000 plus pieces of clothing collected as part of the Shani project, and 450 abhisheks and 500 pujas and sevas. Next. The vision and mission of Kailasa, and especially this panel discussion, our Kailasa USA aims to create an enlightened and compassionate world. The mission, Kailasa USA's engagement in fostering collaboration in Southern California among NGOs and communities, including Interfaith, since 2007. Kailasa USA inspired Kailasa USA inspired states in honoring recognition in honor of Kailasa USA in especially contemporary work. These demonstrate a dedication to uplifting the community, fostering interfaith understanding, preserving cultural heritage, and addressing social needs, making a significant impact over the past 16 years. These are some of the initiatives. As it was shared before, the Ishania Project. In the Ishania Project, over 7,500 pieces of clothing were collected, which promoted recycling and zero waste practices. This initiative aims to eradicate poverty by providing basic needs locally and globally. Hunger and food security, another one issue tackled by Kailasa USA. Since 2007, Kailasa USA has been addressing hunger and food security and has served over 15,000 plus free organic vegetarian meals per year, and a quarter of a million meals so far to local homeless shelters and food banks. During the pandemic alone, over 35,000 meals have been served to charities across Southern California. Next. Kailasa USA also promotes sustainable living by serving organic vegetarian meals. Kailasa USA is promoting sustainable living and in turn limiting the effects of global warming by reducing carbon footprint and promoting environmental friendly farming methods. Kailasa USA has engaged in traditional organic farming, providing over 50 plus weeks worth of organic produce. How Kailasa USA has helped the community with spiritual and mental health. Kailasa USA has provided over 2,400 daily rituals, 1,000 wellness online sessions for mental health throughout the pandemic alone, such as meditation, conscious training, and yoga sessions, contributing to our community's well-being and inner peace. With this, I am quite honored to introduce each one of our guests individually. Joining us today is Swami Adishananda. He is the chief priest at Durga Mandir and a long-term friend of Kailasa. His passion is enriching the youth. So if we could give a round of applause for Vasu Baba. Vasu Baba is the founder and CEO of Step Up and founding president of the global organization People of India and Indian origin from Indian Empire chapter. She is a leader in National Federation of Indian American Associations, Indian American Heritage Foundation, South Asian Professional Network Association, and many more. Recently, she has accepted the honor of being the ambassador for India as part of the International Advisory Board of 100 Successful Women in Business Network by Global Trade Chamber. Throughout her years of climbing the corporate ladder, she found that she felt happiest when giving back. For the past 15 years, she has spent a tremendous amount of energy serving the community and supporting as many organizations as she possibly could. So we give a round of applause. I think she might be a little bit late. Okay, great.
Please give her a round of applause.
Dr. Randall Ross, who is joining us here. He is a member of Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Los Angeles, the local governing council for the Baha'i community, as well as the regional Baha'i council of the state of California. Randall Doss is the director of the Association of Baha'i Studies at the University of Southern California. In addition to his service in the Office of Religious Life at USC, he is also a member of the Board of Directors of the University Religious Conference at UCLA and part of the Interfaith Collective in the Mayor's Office for the City of Los Angeles. So, if we could give a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Wenli Zhang. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Deputy Director of the Dharma as Water Development Department from the Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation. Tzu Chi means compassion and relief in Mandarin Chinese. And the organization was founded in 1966 in Taiwan by Buddhist nun Dharma Master Chen Yan. Rooted in Buddhist principles, Tzu Chi provides humanitarian aid while upholding the universal value of compassion and fostering its active applications through giving and social service, and has its core mission in the areas of charity, medicine, education, and humanistic culture. In her department, Wenli works with a team of volunteers and staff members to make Buddhist teachings accessible to an English-speaking audience, to inspire a spiritual cultivation in people's everyday lives, and as they lend a helping hand to relieve suffering. So if we could give a round of applause, thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay. Amrit Bandhari. Yes. So happy to see you here again. I'm sure a lot of you know each other already, but this is for the sake of the audience here and online. And I am also just very honored to introduce all of you. An avid fitness enthusiast and tireless supporter of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, he has been actively involved in Jain Center and several community initiatives over 40 years. He has served as president and led several Indian Hindu groups in the Southern California, very spiritual and supporter of various programs for the betterment of people. Thank you so much. Sorry, I spelled your name. It's Ilana Mehta. She is the founder. Oh, and Kunwansha, sorry. Founder, president, president, Excel Foundation USA. There was one mistake. I apologize.
Maybe Aparna.
Okay.
But please give a round of applause for
Yes.
everyone. Thank you so much.
Let me tell you
Yes,
about
please.
somebody else.
The slide was changed from Kumar's slide.
Okay. Would you like to introduce yourself? Maybe.
That's
Nothing, just say in a short.
that's the.
We would love if you introduce yourself.
I can introduce myself.
Yes, yes. Do that.
Myself, Kailasa Mehta, and my husband, Dr. Mehta. We are trying to train very early age and just next door neighbor. And both have a ambition to serve the community. Today we are 83 and we really lucky to have a lot of opportunity to serve the community. In different organizations, from the Bombay slum to Ohio slum to Parliament to our religion, maybe 50-60 organizations we got. I have a degree, but he is a physician. He told me, you don't have to work. You can do a lot of other work and serve the community. So today we both are very happy to serve the community. And the last project we have started is Peace Center. We realized that we really needed peace in our everyday life. And that's where we started Peace Center at the Cerritos Community College because we wanted to have some impact on our students and our children. That's why we are very happy with starting that foundation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Then this is the scripture. The Temple of Clarity, from the Temple of Clarity, the Temple of Clarity is a retreat center of the Ascended Masters in Universal Brotherhood and Sisterhood of Light located in Iztacala, California. Offering a unification of all spiritual practices, east and west. Thank you so much for being here. He is a volunteer and joining us today with Reverend Pastor Dale. Yes. Reverend of the Resurrection Church, MCC, which was founded by the LGBT community. Resurrection MCC is Christ-centered and aims to create a safe space for individuals to explore and deepen their spiritual journey, and emphasizing love, compassion, and understanding. Thank you so much. He is a member and speaker at the Church Lady of Assumption. I'm so happy for you to be here. Thank you so much.
Dr. Khalid, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Would you please introduce yourself?
My name is Khalid.
Please use the mic.
My name is Khalid Naseem. I'm from the Ahmadiyya Muslim community right over here in Chile.
Turn on the switch on the
Oh, right.
My name is Khalid Naseem, and I'm one of the members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in China. And we stand for peace, in one piece, not in pieces. That's our slogan: love for all, hatred for none. And at the same time, Hazrat Masih Maud, the promised Messiah, that the advent of that, every nation is waiting for it, every religion is waiting for it. We have accepted him. He started his community in 1889, and we have accepted him. We are all over the globe, and our the humanity first is our humanity first that serves all over the globe, free of cost, and we are everywhere to serve the humanity at no cost at all.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Now, with that introduction from all our panelists, I am quite excited to start the topic of today's gathering, which is youth and technology, and how technology is impacting youth today, and how it has the potential to unite all of us in collaboration. So, new normal, in the words of the SSH, understand. I am not going to comment on Eastern lifestyle or Western lifestyle. First of all those boundaries are no more real. Now it is only one lifestyle, internet lifestyle, that's all. Actually, that's actually the reason why he's inspired this topic. Because personally, like I just shared earlier, there was a consensus vision a long time ago, where he understood that we really needed to record all of his talks, really have a presence online. I would have been benefiting what I am benefiting now. He foresaw this long time ago, and has been creating and is continuing to create an online ecosystem, just continuously expanding. With over thousands of hours of discourse online, this is what's this going on? Okay, so we can go on to the next. So why is the online presence important? The history shows that in the year 2000, there were approximately only 361 million internet users worldwide. By the year 2010, it turned into 2.07 billion users, and now it's 5.35 billion users, which only shows a trend that will continue to expand as the population expands, as the time passes, and technology evolves. So currently, with what we have now, globally, people on average spend 6 hours, about 7 hours of screen time per day. And the youth, which is Generation Z, individuals born between the mid-90s and early 2000s, actually average at around 9 hours of screen time per day. With this, now that's the technology that we have now, and there's future technology coming up, which is actually virtual reality. It is now about $14.87 billion to $38.6 billion worth, but it's actually poised to reach a quite exponential number of 441.8 billion by the year 2030 alone, at a growth of CAGR of 28.7%. And this has been analyzed from the and projected from the year 2022 to 2030 by the publishers in the inside, by publishers like the Insight Partners. So with this growth, it comes with this growth, there's actually a lot of possibilities and a lot of confusion that can happen. It creates space for many things to happen actually. Because nowadays, with this ability to browse at any time for as long as you want, your choices expand exponentially. We usually tend to think that's a good thing. We think that the more choices you have, the more freedom you have. But it's actually creating a danger for mental health. And this is why spirituality needs to be more present online. See, in the words of the SCH, in the name of freedom, we provide choices, but we do not educate the technique of swatanta, the ability to handle yourself. See, with many choices, having too many choices may increase the likelihood of experiencing negative emotions, such as dissatisfaction and disappointment, even after making a decision. While choice is generally seen as a positive aspect of modern life, excessive options can have a detrimental effect on mental well-being and decision-making processes. This is a study and a quote that's from the American Psychological Association, and in the words of the SCH, I feel if schools and Sunday schools do their job, we may not need jails and rehabilitation facilities. If the atmosphere that Vata provided, if it is life positive, I don't think you need to fill them, the youth, with psychiatric drugs. So, as it was mentioned earlier, now this is no longer just a vision. It is actually now happening. It is like a couple of years ago, this was just a dream that people were really fantasizing, like, oh, are we going to do this? Now it's actually a thing. Now, with this happening, we will go from one screen in our hands to actually having multiple screens right on your face without actually needing to interact with the outside world. Corporations actually aim for this. Because the more engaged you are with the platform, the more they can market products to you, increasing their earnings, which is what anybody that's running a corporation would want. However, though, this is not scary news. Next. This actually creates a plethora of possibilities to reach a wider audience. And for the Interfaith world to elaborate. With these possibilities, in the digital era where billions of people are connected in a digital metropolis, and with the rise of AI and other technologies for communication, it gives rise to a magnitude of possibilities to reach millions of eyes that are actually crying out for a better structured way of living. With this understanding, the target should be to aim to reach and enrich in a focused effort through as many digital mediums as possible. We should strive to create digital ecosystems where all beings from all over the world can reach at any moment wherever they are. Which is actually, I've seen this, like I mentioned before, I've seen the impact of this in my life, which is why I'm so inspired to share this with all of us here. Thanks. So what the SCH, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, actually shares, how he enriches through his online ecosystems and physical ecosystems also. You are divine. he actually shares the science of enlightenment, which teaches you that you are divine. That means we have within us the power to solve all problems and manifest all our desires. In the space of oneness, or Advaita, we are able to solve the world's problems, which arise due to duality and division. Enriching others in the space of oneness is the path to enlightenment. The SPH has also said that Hinduism is about scientific inquiry and pure questioning, which appeals to youth. Next. So, most of us may not be so inclined to use technology. I've actually haven't respected technology the way I would have. Maybe if I would have known what I know now, 10 years ago, I would have treated technology completely differently. And so with that, there is a lot of learning to do to implement methods to reach a wider audience and actually create these online ecosystems where many can benefit. But it's not a far-fetched thing. No matter who you are, there is a system that you can implement. There's already proven methods because there's so much that's been done, which are used universally by corporations, by influencers, to reach this wide audiences. And the know-how is online itself. And it's really available. However, though, only after trial and error we'll be able to implement these methods in a format that works uniquely for each one of your organizations. But there is a method for everybody. Next. Now, how this will increase the productivity. Seeing the trend of technology only becoming a more integral part of the life of the future generations, it is actually most productive to actually start learning how to implement these methods for your organization. With the rise of AI, it actually, like I said,
it has become way easier to produce plenty of content with minimal effort. It's not something, I mean, some of us might think AI, that sounds kind of complicated, but it's actually quite simple. AI is making everything much more simple and effective. However, one thing to note is that the quality of the content does need to is relative to each organization, but here are actually some points to consider if you are deciding to take this upon. The content needs to be relatable and concise, and needs to touch on subjects that build community, and it opens the conversation with influencers and leaders all over the world, which is actually what's being done here. This is being streamed online, and we are now having a conversation about topics that matter. There's a lot of advantages that comes with actually implementing this, because now whenever there's a trending topic in the world, it opens an avenue to reach all the eyes and ears by speaking on that same topic from your organization's point of view. Now you no longer need to wait for people to come and want to listen to you. Actually, you can reach millions who are waiting for you to find them, rather than you wait for them to find you. If you start now, actually, you will be one of the trendsetters for the future spiritual communities. You will have the opportunity to set a strong base, to set the expectations, high for future generations. And these expectations will be based on the principles in which your organization bases itself. Next. So actually with this, I would like to showcase actually one of the great contributions that Swamiji, the SPH, has done in this topic. It's Kailasa. Kailasa is a digital ecosystem where millions all over the world can benefit from, not just from education, but actually from Kailasa services. This project actually shows how His Divine Holiness is preparing for what is to come and the importance of being actively involved online to create a more enlightened, harmonious, and peaceful world. If you can just show a little bit of the actual.
All right. Now that we've learned a little bit more about the SPH, what we're doing, and also what the topic is today, we would love to go into the panel discussion now. We would love to hear your your thoughts, and basically this will be a discussion where we're all learning from each other. We're learning what we're thinking that we can do, what we are implementing, and basically we're all learning how to grow together and sort of build stronger communities and learn how to help spread more positivity and faith online. And so, yeah, you ready?
So now that the presentation is over, if anyone actually has any comments or questions on it, you're welcome to just freely take up the mic. Yes, Dr. Randolph.
Well, first of all, I wanted to thank you for the wonderful presentation. You've done a great job, and you covered a great many areas very effectively, so thank you so much. And then I also wanted to thank you for allowing me to be a part of this panel. I do have to leave early to go to another program, but I wanted to say that you know, I believe that we're all connected, that we're like one soul in many bodies. We all believe in the best for our families. We all want the best for our children, and we all want the best for the youth. The future belongs to the youth, and the youth belong to us all. So thank you again, and I hope that going forward, technology doesn't get in the way as sometimes it has a habit of doing. The most important things are connection. So thank you for helping us to connect one with the other. Thank you.
Thank you.
We've created a series of questions. Basically, we want to make sure we're addressing all the different aspects of like how we can approach youth, how we can tackle the problems that youth are facing, and also just kind of the future of technology. So I'd like to start off the discussion with just the very basic thing. How have you seen technology affecting young people in their spiritual path in your communities? In what ways has it been detrimental, and in what ways has it been empowering?
Thank you very much. Thank you for arranging a wonderful session like this, and the information we have, not all over anywhere. Can you hear me? Yeah. Young generation is taking over. That's what we want. We came here long time ago. We are first generation Indians, and we want young people to take over. Same thing. I'm Jain from Jain community, Jain Center. We are doing same thing, getting new young people involved, management of Jain Center. Same thing is BAPS on Chino Hills. They are doing same thing. So we have to give young generation, guide, advise them how to. Hinduism is the oldest religion in the world. I believe that we have literature going back thousands of years, 10, 20, 30 years, and to promote that, we need young generation get involved. And way of that is meeting like this, one-on-one conversation, and one-on-one talking to them, explaining them that there is this religion available for young generation. They could learn a lot, and also make Hinduism more prominent in the world. This is what I feel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ms. Vasu Pawar, and very interested in the AI segment of it. I was also an educator before I came to the US, and in the US I was systems analyst and a finance controller, so I was pretty much occupied with those two aspects of it. And I still remember that technology was something that is today, I would consider my degree in computer science as having no degree at all, because of the developments and the unbelievable changes that have happened to technology, that when I say that I have a degree in computer science, I just want to keep quiet about it. I know nothing about it. It's almost like saying I know nothing about it today. But I've kept myself in touch with all of it. And one aspect of the educational side of it that I would like to bring about is the artificial intelligence. How are the teachers going to figure out, and I would like to ask these young adults here, is you're going to write an essay on a topic that's given to you in school. You may just go to the AI and write it over there. So where is your intelligence coming into that picture? And the teacher is not going to know whether you wrote the article or whether it is the artificial intelligence coming from. So that's my biggest question to you, is how do you present your intelligence in this aspect of writing an essay? And how does a teacher judge you? I was a teacher, so I'm asking you a question. How do I judge you now?
Yeah, I think actually, because of the rise of this, if it will become more popular, it will be implemented quite a lot, and that will actually bring a change to education itself. Because now, youth, we are seeing that, I can say this as a general thing, and I can say this as a personal thing. We don't see so much value in going to college a lot of the time. I've never went, I was never interested, and now the more the technology advances, now I see even less of a point to go, because now we have AI. Anything that I want to learn, I can just learn. And actually, you know, one thing is that Swamiji SPH initiates us into Shaktis. And one of those Shaktis is the ability to know whatever you want to know. And I feel like the AI coming up, it reflects how our consciousness is changing, and it's getting reflected in the outer world. It's getting reflected in technology. It's getting reflected in multiple things. So I feel like it will only make things better. Like the system will change because we are changing. Our consciousness is evolving. The new generation is different. So, yeah.
Yes, see, with this AI thing that I thought about it because I established my own organization, nonprofit, Step to Step Up, and the purpose of that was especially what you're talking about here, is I wanted all the kids to be, the young adults to be entrepreneurs versus going to school and getting all this education, which today I feel exactly what you said, is I don't know if we are really promoting this education in the right direction. Where is it useful to our children to have, I know very well that when we came here, we wanted to get the bachelor's degree, then get the master's, and then get the PhD, and go to the highest level thinking that, okay, when I do this, I'm going to get the best job. Now, there's also the other aspect of it. Yeah, you got all the jobs, you got the best job and all that stuff, and now you can be laid off any moment. So is that education of any use, and is it education in the right direction? So my direction to all the young adults is to become an entrepreneur, because it's in this entrepreneurial side of it and the AI side of it, it's the entrepreneurship that's going to help you. Because you're using your own brain, your intelligence, and what our Swamiji taught is being intelligent in that manner, that instead of doing all these drugs and all the crap that you guys think about, or you're alluded to for some reason, I don't even know why, how can you get out of that, is using your brains to do something intelligent for yourself and uplifting yourself in that manner. So for me, entrepreneurship is the biggest aspect of your lives. So
thank you so much. Actually, with this, I would like to add that that's why Interfaith becoming more of a, it's online centered, not interfaith, but faith in general, spirituality in general. It's very, very important for this to happen, because spirituality is not an intellectual thing that you can get a degree on. It is a very experiential thing. And for that, you really need a lot of support. Like Swamiji has so many videos about so many topics. That's the thing that's really supported me in my journey. And I haven't been able to find that anywhere. So.
It's just one little thing that you mentioned in your video today and your presentation is divine. And we are divine. And I'm hoping that all of us and our young adults understand that we are all divine. We do have the divine qualities if you address them. And I really wanted to mention that, because it's very true.
Thank you, Siri. So I work for Google using artificial intelligence for education. So I have some experience in this. One of the things we found out with artificial intelligence is students learn only when they struggle with a topic, with a subject. It's not giving information. So as long as the technology is giving you the answers, no learning happens. It is the struggle that's more important. That is why spirituality and faith is very important part of life, because it gives us the skills to stick with something, struggle, and then find the answers. And the same thing like knowledge can be very, very powerful. That's why they say it's not what you learn in college that what it is. The act of struggling with that concept, talking to others. It's natural as you have one level, that you know that if I want to learn something, I can do it. Masters, you become an expert in one area. If you do a doctorate, you're actually learning the skill to become an expert in any area in a short period of time. That's the key thing. And spirituality is the foundation on which those skills are built. Thank you for mentioning that. It's very great.
That is true. I don't think technology is a problem. Is how technology is used and who's using it. Because I see so many businesses, they are, okay, we can convince these people that they believe in this and convince them it's misguided. I think that's the problem. Who is using the technology and what is the purpose of the technology users? That's, I feel that's the biggest problem. In the world of today, technology isn't bad. When they created a car, it solved a lot of problems. People in transportation, people move around. Now we have technology that probably in 3 more years they'll have an implant for your phone, which they already have that now. That is used. The symbiotic machinery are coming up. Symbiotic machinery, all you have to do is think about something and you'll know someone. That is coming. That's already being developed. Okay, that's technology that's probably 50, 60 years from now. It's going to be here soon.
My name is Tirso Tech, and I am a lector and a parishioner in Our Lady of the Assumption Catholic Church in Claremont. I've been serving them for the past 30 years. And we have encountered so many difficulties with technology, drugs, education, poverty, all of the above, and there's always a difficulty when somebody persuades children on television, on the phones, on computers, to do something else or disobey parents. I think that parents today are not necessarily educated. They allow themselves, because even we did it, my first wife and I, we say, okay, Layla, go to watch television, and we feel, okay, we leave her alone. What is she watching? What was she developing in her mind? What did she become from that? We all did it. We all have done it. So that's the difficult thing, is how to control technology, how to expose it to somebody. Is there anything wrong with technology? Some people may say yes, some people may say no. technology is good. Now we travel from, we can't travel to Mars, we can't travel to other planets because of technology. So that's one of the issues of who controls technology that is a problem.
Yes, I just want to agree upon Jonathan's opinion too. The content of how the technology are used. For example, our organization during the pandemic, a lot of children weren't able to go to school because the schools were closed. So how do you ensure the children are receiving, or the youth are receiving the right information, content? Exactly, can't. But you can provide more options for gear on your interest level. For us, talk about entrepreneurs. We connect with a lot of entrepreneurs with our organization. They will help us to develop programs. Or one of the examples is we call it the Pagamo. It's using games, online games, working with the entrepreneurs with their technology, with our concept of spiritually or earth, good for the earth, all the good contents. We develop online games for the children to become first interested. I want to do it. I want to try it. This is something I can do it. I can try it. I'm willing to try it. And then the content of the game is something that we want them to learn. It's not some garbage other people are throwing out. So how do you ensure you can provide these good options for them and for them to be reachable? I think it's very important for the youth to go to the direction you wish them to go to instead of going to the areas you do not want them to go to. So that's our responsibility as adults, giving them the options to be able to go on towards the right direction.
Sure. I'm Charlotte Spence, and I'm from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I would really like to thank you so much for sponsoring this. This is a wonderful information. My question, and I may date myself a little bit here, is similar to the concerns here, is who is going to be the Snopes of the information, intelligent information. In any case, that would be my concern, is that artificial intelligence can be artificial good information or artificial bad information. So we kind of need a Snopes and like I said, I'm dating myself, and people don't know what Snopes is. But to how are we going to make that distinction? But I'm all for it, basically, because I think a lot of the points you made are good. It's just I think we need to think about the pros and the cons of the different technologies. Thank you.
I want to make that speak up. Okay. Hi, I'm Shwetu Suri, and I'm coming as a representative from the MCC Metropolitan Community Church in Costa Mesa. As someone who's also a young adult in his 30s, and I identify as queer or someone who belongs to the LGBT community, it has been a journey for me to find the right spiritual home for myself. I come from a Hindu or a more Vedic background, but I converted to Christianity and later on to Catholicism in my later 20s. So as an example of how I have used technology to steer myself from going into a direction which might be more destructive,
is the use of applications, and especially with the Catholic massfinder.com. I always try to find the right church or the parish for myself, which is more supportive, which has, which is close to me, and which has times that suit me, and which is also having values that conform with me. And that is how I found MCC as an affirming organization. I also used to work at Google earlier, like in 2022. And so during that time, I was working with an organization that runs 12-step programs. And a big part of that was when someone who's struggling with a problem like, an addiction, especially young adults, they do, like, if they go in and they search for something related with pornography or drugs, then they are given the Google ads they run, and they direct them to a 12-step or a recovery program, instead of giving them the results that they are trying to seek. So like redirecting that intent of going into a self-destructive path into a more spiritual and well-guided path is just one example of that I have encountered through technology. And then other is just like steering myself towards the spiritual path, which I have found as the cornerstone for a more constructive, spiritual, enlightened path instead of a destructive one. Like, and Massfinder and gaychurch.com, which is, again, being able to find a supportive church, and the supportive community has been a cornerstone in my journey. So just wanted to share that.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I have a question, Ilaji. Just wanted to ask a follow-up question. I know that you like belonging to an LGBT community, identifying as queer. There are voices of hatred on the internet, and there are also places like you can find support also. How do you navigate that? I mean, I think I would love to hear from others also. How do we navigate the hatred we hear about our community and who we are versus the support we need to find?
That's $1 million question, quite honestly. It has been a long journey, and it is a continuous journey, and I'm still going through that. The answer is you have to put yourself out there. Like, I've had to be strong. I have had to throw myself into those spaces which are not very affirming and which are not very supportive, and hear those things to get forged and then come out on the other side a little stronger and receive those communities that, so to say, reward. I think safe spaces such as MCC, Episcopal Church, and other E-flag groups, P-flag groups, they've always helped, and you're able to find those online. To be honest, sometimes ChatGPT helps me. Like, if I'm struggling with a problem, and I just throw that to ChatGPT, and it helps me find the right community and the organization that I should seek to. Like, going through therapy, that has helped a lot. And so I've had to go through go through the pain to come out on the other side. Like, it's like the only way out is through. So that's my experience.
Hello. My question is that there is a big race in between our religion, value, culture, against technology, negativity, and whatever is a moving population. If you see that in our own motherland, if I am in India, I have the same kind of people around. I don't have any territory to cross or touch the territory. Here we are coming as a moving population. Tomorrow I will have some different religion next to me. Today is a different. I don't have a same kind of people all the time. At this time, we need something to think. The way speed of technology is very high speed, and is a part of that they have a negativity. There is a no control over negativity. Here is really good, positive religion with us, with the value and everything, very slow speed. We are not able to cope it up with that technology speed. Now, what's the result? When we came from India, just thinking about job, thinking about study, thinking about to put our culture to our children, there is a no time, each work we have to do. So we haven't put enough culture to our children. If I were in India, I have my own culture, supporting neighborhood, and then there is an advantage. So we have to think little different way. What should we do? How to work it out? If you see the child is a bud, is a very small life, doesn't know anything, and that child, that bud, just like a plant, the plant need the nourishment. We are behind to give that child the nourishment of the value, which I should have given, but no, I couldn't do anything about my religion, any value or any culture, I couldn't talk it over. When they go in school, is a government school, is a general population, all the religions are there, so they're not allowed to bring their own religion in school. That's the another things. So they lost the place in the school also. Lost the place, parents doesn't have time to teach their things, and no, they don't have a familiar atmosphere with their own religion. So this way, now we are this kind of very big problem we are facing. And if you see today's world, instead of positive, is mostly negative. Our children are gun taking against us. Anywhere, if you see, there are so bad mental health because of high technology. When 10 people are getting the job, instead of 20 people work machineries is doing. All these things, somebody should come out and let us know what should we do for our children. If to give to the children, we need parents already ready. The parents like me are not ready even. So that way we have to go and think about the normal population where all the religion come out with their positive value without struggling and controversial or any bad activity. If they meet together and they try to respect each other religion, don't put their own religion in own boundary, on only territory. That's where we have to come with each other together. And our temple maybe or mosque or church maybe not one religion. It should be interfaith, all the religion together, because we have a population with all the religion. They have to allow an ethnic guideline which is really protecting our life, or whatever you say. That way we have to think very down, we are very slow in religion way, but is a right, positive, which will next will come. Thank you for listening and bear with me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Elaben. Thank you, Elaben. It was very informative. Now, young children, they need spirituality. How you get to them? Now, I'm from Jain community, Jain Center. In Jain Center, we have Pathshala, school for children. We have, I think, every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks. We have about this year, we have 403 children registered. Now they come 9 o'clock and we have lunch for everybody. The children cannot come alone, they have parents with them. And 9 to 11 is a school. Any age from 8 to 15-year-old. And we have lunch for everybody. This gets young children what they need about religion, spirituality. It's not only with religion, Hinduism or Sikhism or algebra or mathematics. We teach them everything they want, but that gets them in their own circle, all the equal age group, and they discuss spirituality also is there, and that gets you more into the main. They know that now our religion is, this is our religion, this is the right way to follow. And that way they learn good and bad. Now, at childhood, when you have like 10 years ago, when kids were younger, they used to watch television in the morning. They see bugs, but they watch TV. The guy shoots again and again and guy gets up. That's the television that brainwashes them. Oh, I can kill somebody, he gets up again. So this mythology is gone now. Children, and I think after Jain Center started school for children, most of the Hindu temples, they have schools now. There are like 25 Gurudwaras, they have Swami, they all have. This will slowly help get children to learn about Hinduism or religion, spirituality, and that way they don't look into the guns and crimes. So that is a big thing here, because a lot of single parents, kids are not watched, they go to drugs and gangs and carry gun. So this is avoiding. Most of our Hindu community is peaceful community. I don't think anyone have had gun in their house. We don't. In India, nobody carries gun. Even policemen don't carry gun. They have only the stick. So I think we are doing slowly, but children's big because of the school, the temple, religion, whatever, they are getting some information how to behave, what spirituality. And that will come slowly. We are the first generation here. Things will come slowly. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaskar.
I feel that inclusion. Who's that? Oh.
After all, scientific achievement, technology, still humanity is facing crisis. And how to solve this problem? Our scriptures, some point is Swami Paramhans Nityananda has focused how to solve the problem. The goal of the human being is Atma Mokshartham Jagat Hitaicha, perfection of the individual and the welfare of service of the entire living being. You should remember, in our world, there is not only human beings, but also birds and animals, plants and trees, and we all belong to one family. So when you will move individually towards the enlightenment and do service for the humanity with the right education and the right perception, then you can develop this love, compassion. Like the sister said about the education, also one sutra says, Sa vidya ya bimuktaye. The education which liberates you from all the bondage, physically strong, mentally developed, and spiritually elevated. So, like says Sanatana Dharma or the Hinduism popularly knows, teaches how to love the humanity, how to love the animals, plant, everything. We are the center, the highest consciousness, the human being. But surrounding there is a water, animals, plants, tree, air, fire, everything. We are all depend on the water, fire, animals, we are dependent. So we have to take care of all these things. We could create the love for them. While not we are here, everything is a vegetarian. But I have seen people discuss about the love, peace, humanity, and in their plate there is a meat. They don't have love for the animals. So here, totally vegan and vegetarian. See, in this room, if you put 100 chairs, there's no space. But in this room, the wave of the TV, electronic, and the cell phone, and whatever everything technology wave is going on, there is no, you can say something not clashing. Similarly, we all human beings have the divinity, and we are all connected with the divinity. So there is no clash. One common goal, what all people want and what is the one basic desire for all humanity, regardless of race, religion, culture, or nationality. Everybody wants to happiness. And how to achieve? People think earn the money, get name, fame, position. But after all achievement, still humanity feel emptiness. And that emptiness, when you will know that who I am, where I came from, what is the purpose of my life, and move towards the spiritual practice. Lord Buddha said the 8 paths of the humanity, right perception, right darshan, right karmanta, everything is right. There's 8 points right now, I don't remember. But that Buddhist teaching also solved the problem. The Buddha is a very compassionate man. If you learn the Buddhist teaching, Vipassana meditation, through meditation, we can transform ourselves. You transform yourself, then you will transform the whole world. So we should transform ourselves and then transform the whole world. Thank you so much.
To add, Buddhism, Jainism, they were same. Gautam Buddha and Ayurveda, they are from same area in India. And Buddha moved to East Japan, other countries, and Jainism is in India only. Thank you.
For the sake of time, I would love to ask some more of our panelists some questions. Dr. Nassim, what do you think would be the impact of regulation of social media among youth? Would it, like in terms of maybe societal regulation, parental regulation, or even self-regulation? Like for me, I've seen, only once I became sort of more spiritually inclined did I even want to be more like regulatory about my social media behavior. So how have you seen that in your community?
Thank you for asking me. I would address that. I think the key is the moderation. As a matter of fact, God had addressed in the Quran also that it says, in everything you have to have moderation. When we really touch the extreme, for example, I think a teacher asked the student, can you count from 1 to 10? He said, no. I can count from 10 to 1. He said, where did you learn that? He said, I learned from the microwave. So that's the technology. So the technology is there, right? Just from the basics. On the other hand, it has been mentioned that in the Holy Quran also, that we all need to learn from the Holy Scriptures, that the human will reach to that level, that it will remove the skin out of the hair strand. So that is still, I think, there's a lot more moving to it left. On the other hand, in my opinion, I think we are creating a huge gap of technology in between the senior or the parent or those who are really not near this technology as much. But the kids are really very skilled in that one. You know, sometimes you cannot order your food even nowadays, even on anybody in a restaurant. Your kids are ordering it, right? So there is a huge gap. How do you bring spirituality among the children, among the youth? The synagogues, churches, temples, you will not find young people over there as much. Only the older people. I respect that one also. I'm also in one of them. But what is that we can bring them so that they can come close to the spirituality? So I think we have to work. At the same time, we have to work towards humanity. How we can really use the technology so that we can bring humanity even to close to them. As a matter of fact, even sometime we can look into this, that this technology is creating a huge gap in between us. Only the countries who has a huge technology, they have an upper hand. So what they are driving off, their even food or any other thing from them, and they are bringing to their own country as the prosperity. So in that respect, that technology is bringing something negative. So we have to really have some control into it. So where would be that control? That's the moderation. At the same time, for example, when the kids are playing their games, and then they keep them busy, we don't know. Parents do not know. Even when they say you have the parental control, where do they find that parental control when they really don't know how to use that technology to minimize it? So I think this is what we have to be together. We have to put our heads together so that we can think about this, so we can save the humanity. Along with the technology to be used in respect that, so that we can bring all the humans together in one path. They can adapt, and there should be no difference in between the red, blue, black, white, orange, or thing, and which book they follow. So there has to be one teaching of that. That is for love for all, hatred for none. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Can I? Okay. All my life, I have tried to work in a different religious place, and almost 7 to 83 years. Today also I'm working. I realize that the Hinduism, Jainism, they have their own part also, different category. And they have a different place to do. But 1988, when I got some work with the Hindu temple, and we have to put together, my husband is Hindu and I am a Jain. These two, I say Jain and Hindu, if we separate with each other, it will be not going to work. So whatever I learn from the other people, let's do together Hindu and Jain temple together. And then we find out that Shaivas, Vaishnavas, Arya Samaji, all these things, if we do together in one town, instead of putting a different, if we were together, it will be a lot more profit we will get. We are not going to break. We are the only one kind of people, same place. Whenever your day comes, you come and enjoy. We will be part of that. When our days is come, you come for that ceremony and everything. That's why the temple, Hindu temple today are worshipping all these things together. They have a ceremony almost 56. Mathematically, if you count, all the ceremony brings the money. Different religion, different way. So that doesn't have to worry about finance. They're not divided. Their heritage whole, each of them are using their merit, their anything. So they have a great profit from everybody together. Because they don't need everywhere pujari, different. So this way is working well, one thing. And then other thing, our children, we are telling that, but who will teach their children? Where is the time? So if we have a religion school without any territory, without any border, all the religion together, children knows this is the religion, we need same kind. At the Jain temple, I am a Jain, I work for the Jainism 40 years as a chairman also, but I see there is a boundary of Jain people. So what we need is a one place, is a school which teaching us humanity, religion, and whatever we want to. We can put it up on the Sunday, all town people together, they learn about humanity and different religion, what they are. So they can respect each other and our children can learn that. It will be really more profitable because it's very difficult. I don't tell my children because they're not listening. They don't have time. That cell phone and all this thing is all the time in their hand. They are hiding, not to do anything, not to listen us. The technology's attack is too big. So wake up, whatever best we can do, technology is for good for us and what we can do. And that's the reason we have started Peace Center. We don't want any border, no problem with the culture, country or color. All the students in the college, they are coming. This is just the starting point where we have started Community College Peace Center. Please, little bit think and give me the advice also, what's wrong with that. So we can, this is just the second year. Putting the endowment fund with the college is a lot of people together, 50 people together, and they think without any border, let's do. And this, their program is on the 9th March in Jain Temple. All the head of the religions are invited there, and all the people will just nothing big talk, but meet, greet and mingle with all the religion and what they can do for humanity. That's the only 5-minute talk they are allowed. And if you have any question, but if you have advice, we are very happy to work. This is just starting.
Yes, thank you, Ma. Dennis G, I'd actually like to ask you a question now. So in this time when youth are exceedingly isolated, like it's actually, like I find it hard finding people like my age kind of outside unless we're at like some like event or something. How do we start bringing in more in-person communities back using social media, especially for youth?
So how you would find more people, young people, to come to the temple? You know, I would say it starts with you. So as you take more responsibility of the light that you carry, the spirituality that resides in you, the brighter your light will shine. And light has a magnetic field. And the more you embody and take ownership of saying, I want to reach out to a larger community of young people, the greater your influence as the divine will start pouring through you this message, this the fulfillment of your desire to be a blessing to others. So it always, whenever we ask a question, it always comes back to what can you do? What is my responsibility? You have a question, but also the answer resides within you. And you see that, and then in that answer that is coming from the divine is also the power and the fulfillment of that desire. And that's how I would present that.
Thank you so much. And do you think this will, like, do you think these efforts would take a long time, or just, like, with the force of, like, the divinity in you, would it be sort of, like, miraculous how fast it could be, sort of attracting more people?
So I see both of you up there, and now you started like a chain of, you know, like cosmic batteries united in a common mission.
And so there'll be a third, and then there'll be a fourth. And each of these divine beings that come will form a larger chain, and the magnetic field will grow exponentially, and the power of the light will attract more, and it's like a cosmic law. It's just it's a natural, effortless flow of divine energy that comes from the divine and touches others.
Oh, can I? One thing? Okay. This is the same problem we are facing. So the college faculty, we have decided to put the essay competition about the peace in today's world. How can we bring the peace? They are all students. Up to today, there are 30 students sign up. We have a beautiful award for them. And there are 2 awards for that one college, all the students, they can take the part. And I'm pretty sure there will be a more student will come out. So they are all competing now. The idea to create a little vibration or little kind of roots in their mind, what is the peace and what we can get. Now that will announce in between 150 to 200 people will come in the seminar. That time the award they will get it. That will create another waves of vibration of peace. Oh, is a really profitable instead of killing each other. So that's where. Another program is 3 generations together, children, adult, and senior. They work together for our values. We are forgetting our values, so we putting the values, what they believe in values as a competition, and the other is a poster competition. The children, 8 years old, what is meant by peace? Okay, now they may not have answer, they will go and ask somebody else, okay, what is peace? And there is a poster competition, beautiful award is for that. This way, we are trying to put little vibration of humanity and peace. Anybody else have a beautiful suggestion? We are like to keep it that one, so we can put it
Pastor, I'd love to ask you a question. I think as young people, we are sort of like developing our identities, right? We don't necessarily know who we are quite yet. And when we see a lot of stuff on the internet, it can really polarize our judgments, right? Like it might seem far, like one might be right and one might be wrong when it's a gray area in between. So how do we lessen this polarization when in consideration to different faiths? Like, how do we find the gray area in interfaith?
Well, I believe that what we need to do is we need to educate ourselves on the different faiths and then allow our inner being, our subconscious, to ferret out what truly speaks to us and what does not. And then I believe, and this is one thing that we promote in the denomination, is that God calls us to live our authentic selves and to live and to be part of that spiritual path that actually feeds us, provides for us that positive reinforcement, that sense of community, to be, and to piggyback off from what others have said about being the reflection of, for us, the light of Christ Jesus. And sometimes, it's not just in words. Sometimes it's a visual that we need to see. For example, on Christmas Eve, when we do our Christmas Eve service, we have one slide at the end of the service that is the Star of the East. And from that, each member of the congregation, we did this during COVID, says, I am a reflection of the light of Christ Jesus. And as each person says that, more and more white comes onto the screen, so that by the time we get done, It's a white screen. So people get to see that. So each faith tradition, each religion does things like that. But I think the biggest thing is for each of us to learn about the other religions, and then from that to make an educated decision about what truly speaks to us.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about, I don't think the question was about choosing one faith versus another.
Right.
It is choosing faith versus something else. I think that is the intent of what he was asking, right? For example, believing in faith, like there is a lot of claim on the internet. You can go, there are thousands of channels which are, against some religion or the other.
Right.
And then there is also this claim that the life of science is opposed to the life of faith. So that's also, increasingly you see that youth in this country choose themselves as spiritual but not religious, right? So people are being driven away from faith and as if it is opposed to science, or it's faith is opposed to everything else. Faith is opposed to peace. Faith is opposed to happy living. So I think that's what he's asking, not about choosing between one faith and another.
All right, my apologies. So then I would say for us, we believe, that God brought forth the world, but God uses whatever resources God needs to use. And if that's science, then so be it. So whatever is needed when we go to the divine, whether that's in whichever faith tradition we are, then we believe that, and I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. It's terrible when you get old, Wait until you guys get to that age, right? So, so to answer that, I believe that it is spirituality and science need to coexist. And unfortunately, science is much more visible and it can be proven. Faith is not visible. It can't be seen. It has to be felt. During this season of Lent, we're doing a topic on the rainbow of God's covenant. And how many times when we're in a storm of our lives, we can't see the rainbow, but yet our faith should tell us that the rainbow is there and it's waiting for us. So faith is spiritual, it's not tangible, it's only within, whereas science is tangible. You can do a mathematical formula and prove it or disprove it, but faith cannot be proven. It has to be lived and embraced.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Can I actually add to that?
Yeah.
Just because I come from an experience like that, and I come from a lot of friends who have been through something like that, who identify as spiritual and not religious. Just because a lot of us growing up have gone through the trauma of religious life, having been chastised or scolded for following a certain path. An ecumenical combination of the religion needs to happen. So a lot of my friends who identify as being spiritual, they find the groups which are more ecumenical, which value the human more than they value someone's identity, is something that is more appeasing to our generation, and involving things which are more action oriented, like the yoga, even with no matter what faith you come from, doing volunteering activities, helping out the needy. Those action oriented systems and communities, they foster more inclusivity for the individual versus their whatever identity they might go through, and then takes away some of the trauma and the shame that a lot of religious places associate with.
Great point. Rajesh, do you have anything to add to this?
I have written the opinion for the technology.
Yeah, sure.
Technology is good in certain way, but in some aspect it's scary also, like a lot of materialism. Technology increase mass production and people consume, which results natural harming, like it's harm to nature, and then lot of greed in the countries, which ends up in war. So those kind of thing can be controlled by some concepts like a sattvic life. I will have some Indian language words. You can explain in English better. Aparigraha means no use of more material.
Living with less than more.
Exactly. Then awareness, what is right, what is wrong. Continuously we need to seek right knowledge. Then another is tyag, means control yourself. You have so much choices. So we need to reduce our choices. Otherwise it can be psychological disaster. The screen was showing. Another is tap, control yourself, control your senses. This kind of concepts will solve a lot of problems. That's my opinion.
Thank you. Maybe we can go to the last question. Yeah.
My last question for all of you. So I think the biggest thing that impacts our youth and even all of us is our social circle, our peers, the people we work with, the people we see just on a day-to-day basis. And they can have a tremendous impact on who we are, how we act, and even our fears. Maybe we're afraid of them judging us for something that maybe we want to do or something we feel we're more inclined to, right? So what can we do to, what can we start to do to improve social situations for youth, and including some ways we can start doing that over social media?
I think the biggest mistake we as parents make is the way we raise our children to decide what profession they should be taking or what they should be doing in their lives for the future as you go into college and school as well, is that you are attached to materialistic things first. You become a doctor, you're going to make a lot of money. You become a lawyer, you're going to make a lot of money. So the address that the parents give is, oh, don't take this profession because you're not going to get anywhere. A child might come to you and say, Dad or Mom, I want to become a photographer. You're going to do his realistic passion for photography in a second because, oh, you're not going to make money. How many photographs can you take and how much money can you make? So the attachment that the parents are doing, and this is the biggest mistake the parents make, is let the child decide what the child wants, okay? Let him fulfill his dream, let him fulfill his passion, okay? And don't tell him that it's because of, like most of us, we think, oh, I can have a humongous, gorgeous bungalow or a mansion, and that's what decides who you are. And it should not be the deciding figure. Am I driving an expensive car? Oh yeah, it's important. Drive a car that takes you from point A to point B, okay? Don't get into these materialistic things, and I think this gentleman also pointed out the same thing, is attachment to materialistic things is the biggest mistake you guys can all make. And it's not your fault, it's us as parents, the way we bring you up. We say, oh yeah, become a this or become that. Please, I think the parents should stop telling the kids what they should do. Please fulfill your dreams. And that's the main reason I started my non-profit organization, is to fulfill the dreams of young adults like you. Because I want to fulfill your dreams, not the dreams of a lot of the parents, they don't fulfill their dreams, and they want to fulfill their dreams through you. Oh, I didn't become a doctor, my son has to become a doctor. Come on, really? So I'm saying that this is the biggest mistake we all parents make, and I hope somebody else can add to that.
I think Vasu is right. At the same time, we have to watch them and guide them and advise them. Otherwise, if you don't pay attention to them, they get into bad gangs, bad drugs, that thing can happen. So yes, they have to have freedom, but as a parent, you have to watch them and guide them. That's very important. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, I think I agree with a lot of you're saying. The guidance is very important for us, for our organization. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Wen Li, and I'm from Buddhist Tzu Chi Foundation. Tzu Chi in Chinese means compassion relief. So what we are very different from a lot of Buddhist temples is we create a lot of platforms for volunteerism. We create charity programs, we have education platforms, and so that we can allow a lot of different professions or different how do you say, from different levels, whatever age you are, as long as you have that willingness to give, you can find something in our organization to be able to help. A lot of them that create that social connection. When you gain a fulfillment when you're giving, you will share with your friends. And when you share with your friends will be inspired. And they might want to find out, what did you do to become so happy? And how can I join you? I think that connection or that sharing will increase that social cycle that a lot of young people are looking for. So our responsibility as an organization is to create opportunities for people to get involved. So just like this wise man says, in our organization, we promote vegetarianism because we believe with the true love and compassion, it's towards the whole sentient beings. It's not just for yourself, it's for others, including the animals, including all kinds of lives. So we promote that. And that is a platform for people to understand. And when they agree, they join and they become an effort and become a mass that will make a difference to the world. And we're still a small stream. Spirituality is very difficult to explain to a lot of people. It's not going to be fast. But once they can feel that fulfillment and that happiness within themselves, they go all the speed. So they could go fast if we're able to create a huge platform. So interfaith is so important because I believe no matter which religion, our fundamental is to have that love and compassion, and we want to inspire more people to do that. And whatever we're doing, we're just trying very hard to bring out that pureness or that love inside everyone. We create. I think our responsibility is to create opportunities for you to join.
That's well said. Thank you. Yeah, please.
That is a very, very good point. And it reminds me of how is it that I am going full speed in whatever it is that I want to do. One being part of Kailasa USA, and actually reminiscing on how it took years. It took years of internalizing the spiritual truths online for me to at one point have a shift and be like, okay, I've heard enough. It makes sense. I'm not living it, but it sounds like something that I could do. And so that led me to try different things, meditation being one of them. And that still was not enough. There was still more shaping that needed to be done. And I really owe that to those that took the responsibility to put the content out there, to put the teachings out there online. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to have this sense of fulfillment that I have now by actually following what it is that I want to do, by it really this desire to be a more contributing person to society, it's very new. It's very new to me. It's not something that I've thought about for a long time. And I just keep thinking, like, yes, whoever decides to take the responsibility to put more of the teachings online, they will be the leaders for the next generation. Everybody else is just gonna like be pushed to the side, fade away. And I'm not saying this as like, oh, like I'm wishing bad upon anybody, but that's just what I see. Because that's where the attention is going. That's where I've put a lot of my attention. That's where I see all the youth putting their attention. Like you said, kids are just having their phone, and then the issue is, how do you bring them? How do you bring them to the physical area? And then when you sometimes bring them, they go back home, they get more introduction to different ideas through the online, through TV. And so it's very difficult to keep them engaged. However, it is something that can be done. Just like some of us have shared, you are divine, and whatever you take upon yourself, whatever you choose to do, it can be done. The divine will manifest the energy, the resources, whatever it is that needs to happen for that to become manifest in physical reality. And so even though some of these things we may think like, oh, it's too much, we just have to start small at least, start something, create that vibration as some of you have shared, and then that can lead to more and more things. So, yeah.
Thanks, Ezekiel. I want to wrap this up because we're close to 4 o'clock. That's the end of our time. Especially I want to give time to people on that side who haven't spoken much. I have one last request for all of you. Maybe starting with Suhas, we can go that way. You only have one sentence. In one sentence, if you want to tell youth why they should take on faith. Okay? Just one sentence, and I want to go around the table. Why should youth take on faith, like religion? Why should they follow religion? That's in one. What would we tell if we want to talk to youth in just one sentence? Suhas.
Take a moment and realize that you're having an experience. You're not just a moving body. And that's all the proof you need.
Awesome.
It's something that can be learned and needs to be experienced, and it is worth the effort.
Awesome. Shwetaji?
It brings some order to the chaos that's outside the external world. And so this modern age needs that.
It's not just existing, it's having happiness.
Faith, faith is just believe without logic, without reasoning. Just believe that this book is given by sky, by God. They will not think there is what is the logic, what is the reasoning, what is scientific teaching or not. spirituality is the base on experience. There is a vast difference of belief, faith, iman, and experience. What I feel, that I study little bit Jainism, also Buddhism. Lord Buddha was a king. Mahavir was a prince. They have all money, all enjoyment, but their mind was emptiness. Then they left and they experienced the divinity within themselves. So that's why the Buddha teach meditation, experience through vipassana. Prachalan meditation, Jaina. Hindu meditation, chakra meditation, so many Patanjali yoga. So the main thing, do not believe blindly. Just open your eyes, read the books. It is not given by the God, it is given by the human being. And in the name of the God is speaking through me. So without logic, reasoning, people will believe. Thank you so much.
I would say to the youth, trust your inner guidance, trust your soul, your purpose, and you'll find your dharma.
Thank you.
I think I will address that question, and the answer would be, if we will find the purpose of life, that would be the answer for everything. And at the same time, I will finish my sentence with I think the theory of this equilibrium. That when we have the equilibrium, life depends upon life. At the same time, when there is a balance in life, in all of this, there is a balance, then the equilibrium will not shift into one direction so that it doesn't create a chaos in any way. Whether it is spirituality or in anything in life. So that would be the key, that I think the purpose of life first of all. And then I will suggest one more thing. I think if we come from all different faith, different denominations, I think maybe we should have someday maybe I think some kind of a discussion to bring for 3 to 5 minutes or 2 minutes discussion. What's the purpose of life? Why are we created? In the Holy Quran, Allah Ta'ala says, God says that وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I'm just addressing that what God has stated in that, and that is for not only for Muslims. And this book is for everyone in the world. And it says God has created you for you to worship me. And we have all different means and modes of different worship ways. So I think we have to find out what is our purpose of life. Otherwise, that's the difference in between a human being and animals. Animals have no purpose. They live according to the environment in which they are put into. But we create our own environment, like we are living in right now. We have air condition, we have heater, all of that stuff, because we cannot, that is the uncomfortable environment, so we change to the environment. So this, we have to find out what is our purpose of life.
Thank you. Tirza?
I would say, love yourself, love your planet. It's our home.
Thank you. Rajeshi?
Right faith takes us to right knowledge, right actions, and ultimate and never-ending happiness with karuna, which is selfless love.
So nice. Thank you.
To say in one sentence, not difficult, but what I would say for young children, your trust, your faith, and follow up. If you drink every day and tell young kids not to drink, alcoholic drink, they're going to believe you. They won't believe you. So you have to be truthful to them, and they would follow you if you do what you are telling them to do. Thank you. Regarding one question about vegetarian, I'm vegetarian, never had meat or egg in my life. We didn't have it. I came here in 60s. First time I heard word hamburger in cafe. I was a student. I said, what is it made of? Oh, this is made of beef. I said, isn't that animal? Yeah, that's a food. Now, difference of food is different. For food, as vegetarian is vegetables, fruits. Here I learned that cows are food, chickens are food. But I said, they are life. They walk, they see, they talk different language, and they have life. We are killing someone for your lunch. So that was my opinion about vegetarian. Thank you.
Thanks. Vasuji?
For me, I think life is full of confusion. I think I'm quite loud. You can hear me, right? So.
I think if you hold it closer, we can hear you. It's working.
Okay, so life is full of confusion and chaos, and there is every given point, each and every one of us needs that peace to figure out who you are and what you really need to do in life. And the only place that you can find peace and harmony and the right direction for yourself is through faith. That's why meditation is so popular, because you forget everything else in the world and you focus on yourself.
Thank you so much. Ilaji, just one sentence.
Yeah. Won't take much time. Okay, religion is showing a way of life. This way of life is positive, enjoyable, peaceful life without guilt, regret, and mathematically is more cheaper. Now that message from the senior to goes to the children, because they wanted to good for children. They're telling it will be really good for you if you have a kind of way of life. It will be really nice.
Thank you.
I would tell my youngsters that if you have enough faith, then you will create big aspiration. When you have aspiration, put that aspiration into action. And that's why it's so important to start with a good faith.
Thank you so much. Muktika, you want to add?
Yeah. Nityanandam, I've been listening to everybody while we've been preparing the food and taking care. So interesting to note that though we come from a variety of backgrounds, there's an empowerment in each statement and what we're looking to manifest. So what I wanted to add, which I have heard, especially after I've met the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is there is a phrase in Sanatana Hindu Dharma called Tattvamasi, which means you are that. That means you are the ultimate. So faith truly helps you build a very powerful foundation that leads you to, as you were sharing, Wenli, that the intention to manifest, and then how do you put it into the flow of action to truly experience and realize your life, right? And so that's what I think faith plays a very, very big role. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you all. We're unfortunately out of time. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming today and sharing all your wisdom, experiences with us. And I hope, starting with these youth here, the youth all over the world can hear us and, take wisdom from all your words and live it in their lives. We want this to be a beginning rather than just a one-time event. So what we want to continue to do is to take a pledge for creating such interfaith alliances, to work together to solve many of the problems that we have in the society, starting with involvement of youth. So I would really love for this group to be the seed of that larger alliance, which can go forward and do great things in this community together. We all live in this community, in this area. So I would love for all of us to take this pledge. If you agree, just raise your hand. Let's work together and we can all come together and let's agree to work together to create this Interfaith Alliance and make this a regular happening through which we can reach out to the community and work with the community and spread this story of love that we want to tell everybody. So thank you so much. Yes.
On behalf of all of us, I want to thank you and Ma for arranging all this beautiful event, and hope we can continue it again. Thank you. Jai Jai Nityanandam.
Thank you, Ji. Yes, go ahead. Yes. Thank you, Ilaji. Thank you all. This is, yeah. Oh yeah, we have gifts for all of you to felicitate all our guests who are here. Do you want to go and give it to each one? Okay, so then if all of you can come up to the front, we'll take a picture together and then we'll give a gift to all of you. Yeah, so the key thing is, thank you for saying that, but mainly we are happy that we have this opportunity to be even participating here and be part of this. And I want to thank the youth here, Ezekiel and Suhas, who did the major organization, who ran everything. So hope this grows into a much bigger initiative. Thank you, both of you. Yeah, can you please come to the front so we can take a picture?